I had a friend call me and I told her, no, I called the friend and I told her there is a location that we can work with this new license that we have. I won't be working there the first day, but the second day, because of it's a new, I've already accepted a shift somewhere else. You work there, get those 12 hours, you'll be familiar with it. I've already worked there 4 times, and I'll see you tomorrow. She said, okay, well, tell me about the location. I told her about the location. And I told her that this is an apartment complex that's been shut down. And there's a few remaining residents inside. And so we have to monitor the activity and submit this to the person that found the contract. And they will be submitting it to the city. So she said, okay, well, what kind of activity do you see? And I told her that, to be honest, it's very little activity. However, I do see some activity in the bottom stairs apartment in the front. And I think they may be selling. I mean, I don't have any evidence. It's just the behavior that I'm looking at. And she said, okay, I'll work it whenever you can work it. And I said, I've actually already worked it 4 times. And this is how I know some of the things that I've seen already. And this is what God does. So she was already fearful. And I understand she was asking questions because I've already been there 4 times. So I don't take offense to her trying to familiarize herself with what I'm asking. However, there's got to be some kind of trust when you're talking to a friend. It could just be me. Let me not even ignore that fact that it's just me, and maybe she's not as cool or close with me as I thought. But I do believe that there are some people and some children of God who pray and worship and believe in Him, but they don't have that trust. They don't have the trust that what Yahweh is bringing is good or is going to work out. They don't actually have the faith in God. And so what I'm trying to say is that there's got to be some characteristics of God that we have to have already, that we have to be able to identify, because new things are coming. If you're praying, new things are coming. If you're waiting on God, new things are coming. If you're trusting in Him, and you're expecting from Him, new things are coming. However, we don't embark on it because we have this fear. We like to stay where we're at. We're not so bothered. It isn't our desire to stay where we're at, but we're not so bothered that we're ready to step out on faith. Stepping out on faith does require some courage and some ignorance. Some ignorance. You don't know everything. And you should not have to know everything before you move forward. And that's where she was. That's not even where she was, because I had filled in with her the little details that existed, not the little details that I had, the little details that even existed. And still, she said, I'm going to wait until you get to the site and I'm going to work it with you. And there is no dependency. There is no need for us to be trying to depend on anybody, anything except God. So how do we do this? We have got to find the characteristics of God in His Word. God is not the same every day, everywhere, with every person, but we can understand His love. We can understand His timing. We can understand how He works with us. I remember praying and for one thing, and then just something kept coming and knocking at the door in the forefront of my mind and my heart as I was praying. I wanted to blow it off because that wasn't what I was talking about. But God said, this is what I'm talking about. This is what you need to be talking about. This is what you need to be praying about. And it was about my character. My character. Start diving in and desire to know how God works with you, what He wants from you, what He needs from you, what He wants you to pray about. She said, I'm not going to work that side until you're able to work that side. I said, okay, so you're not going to make no money until I'm able to work with you? I said, you don't really need that money then. You're telling me I referred you to my supervisor, and now when I'm trying to call you and connect you, come be a body. Come do a very simple job. Sit in your car. Oh, this is what I see. I saw a leaf fall. Oh, okay, I saw a red car driving by. I told her it's so easy. You might need to get out and stretch. You might need to take a bathroom break. But these are things that you can overcome. We are adults here. And she said, I'm not going to work on them until. What? Sometimes we pray, we cry in our prayer. Sometimes we take out hours to fast. Only for, and only to meet Yahweh. Ooh, come on, baby. Only to meet Yahweh with stipulations and standards and restrictions. I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. One way to stop doing that is to understand that God is always going to be working in the new when he's answering. This is different. This is new, and this is the change. This is my response from Yahweh. He heard me and he is answering me. Okay, how do I know for sure? Well, in his word, I know that he works with cooperation. He works with agreement. He works with clarity and communication. He's in the unions, in the communion, discussing things. These characteristic traits are the behaviors of Yahweh Elohim and his holiness and his righteousness. Get enough of those characteristic traits. Make a standard for yourself. Make a checklist for yourself. And then hop into things. Even if it is our courage combined with some ignorance. This is how we embark on God's answers, on God's responses, on God's blessings. Let's not deprive ourselves. So we can stay dependent on people, places, and things that don't have the ability to catapult us to the next level. Yeah, they're a tunnel, not the creator. They're a pathway, not the creator. They're communicating, not the creator. Depend on the creator. Be eating out of his hands. Depend on him. God ain't gonna come down and point to you, oh, it's over there.